Peace greeting to all. Welcome to our show, and tonight's topic is about wrong ideas about fasting. We are here in Christchurch, New Zealand. Brother Farid Ahmed has joined me from a different place in Christchurch. Brother Muhammad Thompson is on his expedition of climbing a Aconcagua mountain in Argentina. We pray for his success, and we remind you to donate for a new ambulance. And please pass this appeal to others. The blessed month of Ramadan is very near. Muslims all over the world are preparing for the spiritual month to achieve every best thing. With this preparation, it is important to be free from any wrong ideas for the best fasting and the best rewards. Therefore, we shall focus tonight on some wrong ideas regarding fasting in the month of Ramadan. It is not to criticize, but to remind one another for the best knowledge, and we believe it will be an educative discussion that we can gain benefit from. Please share the knowledge with others. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Fred.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I also greet everyone else who are watching it now and later. And also at the outset, I also ask Allah All Merciful to help Brother Muhammad Thompson for his successful expedition and help him for safe return. Amen. And also from me, I also request everyone to donate generously to buy an ambulance to serve human being. It will be very beneficial, inshallah.
So, Brother Fred, my first question tonight is why are there wrong ideas about fasting? Can you discuss about one that you think is most important to talk about?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyid al-Anbiya wal Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. All the praise be to Allah and peace and mercy be upon His Messenger, His household, and Prophet's household and his companions, and also to all other prophets. They are our guide, and we believe in them, we love them, and we also pray to Allah to exceed, to increase their honor. So the question is that why wrong idea comes into worship. So the worship that is prescribed by Allah has no wrong ideas, because whatever Allah has prescribed is pure, is correct, uh, completely faultless, errorless, has no doubt in it. La rayba fihi. But when we human, when we take wrong approach, then the errors and the wrong ideas comes in. So for example, if we follow the poor knowledge, little knowledge, and then we become careless to learn more, to understand things correctly, then the wrong idea comes in. Because in Islam, we can see that the first verse Allah has revealed on Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. What was that verse? It was about learning, Iqra, earn knowledge, read, learn, understand. Because without knowledge, we are in the dark. Knowledge is the light. And Islamic guidance, Quran is the divine light. Light with knowledge, correct knowledge. So when we have this correct knowledge, then wrong ideas cannot enter in us. When we have partial knowledge, we neglect about knowledge, we become careless about knowledge, then there is a vacuum. And in that vacuum, Shaitan inject wrong ideas. Our hawa, our evil desires also pushes selfish ideas and try to justify it. And then our culture, our parents, if they also teach us the wrong ideas, wrong practices, if the community is doing wrong practices, and we are not studying about Islam properly, about fasting properly, about the purpose of fasting properly, then without knowing, gradually wrong ideas, one after one, comes and sink into our mind. That's how a wrong idea comes. So the remedy for the wrong ideas is again knowledge. So that is why I remind myself and all of you that fasting month is approaching. The first and foremost thing we need to focus on is revising the knowledge from Quran, from Hadith about the fasting to make sure that there is no hole where the misidea, the wrong idea can enter, the bid'at can enter, the shirk can enter, and we can, follow the pure thing, and we can maximize the reward of it. So this is one part, uh, that why wrong ideas come in. The second part is in the question that what is the most important wrong idea I can think of, in terms of fasting month. So what I find from my own research, own survey that I talked about fasting with many Muslims, the most important one I find is that some Muslims they have a wrong idea about the fasting ritual and the objective of the fasting. So I'm separating two things here. One thing is fasting, the rituals about it, and another thing is why do I fast? The purpose of it. So why do I fast? That part, some Muslims they think I don't need to worry about it. I'm fasting, that's enough. Don't to dust, don't to sunset. I am hungry, I am thirsty, and that is good enough. This is a wrong idea. And this is a very serious wrong idea. Why? Suppose you are a doctor. I'm a patient. I go to you and I say, I have headache. And now I have little bit headache. Probably you can see that. And I'm sorry that I was 2 minutes late, so all fault for me. So suppose I say to the doctor that I have headache. Could you prescribe some medicine for me? So doctor prescribed the medicine. Take the tablet Panadol 3 times daily. I take the Panadol punctually every 8 hours without making any mistake, without missing one. I take it perfectly. I take in time. Each 8 hours, I take one. I take one. I take one. Is that enough? What do I have to look at? I have to look at that the purpose of tablet was removing my headache. Has it removed my headache? If it doesn't, then the prescription is wrong. If it doesn't, then it is not working. It has to be prescribed. So you can see that taking medication is one part, but whether the medication has achieved what it was prescribed for is another part. Now, if I take the medication and my headache is same, I take the medication properly, I do my duties, I follow doctors, but my headache is same. Should I be concerned about it or not? I should be. Now, the same analogy, take it to fasting. Fasting, hungry, thirsty, these things are like taking tablet regularly. Why do I take this prescription from Allah? There is a aim for it. Like the Panadol had aimed to remove my headache. So the fasting, hunger, thirst also has a headache. Fasting for the sake of Allah and also has a purpose. I'm sorry, I mistakenly said headache. So what is the purpose? The purpose of لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Allah said in Quran in the same verse, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala allazina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed before for others, so that la'allakum tattaqun, the purpose is that say you can learn taqwa. It means with taqwa, you can remove from yourself the selfish desire, your greed, your disbelief, your doubt, your laziness, your all the sinful activities this fasting can remove. So, what is the wrong idea here again? The wrong idea is I can take the tablet, and whether it has removed my headache or not, I don't have to worry. Similarly, I can go through hunger, I can go through thirst, and whether it has removed the sinful character from me or not, I don't worry. This is a big, big, big wrong idea. The correct idea is, brothers and sisters, with fasting, we have to consider two things at the same time. One is my action in fasting, and two, am I achieving what is it supposed to achieve? Am I learning what this hunger supposed to teach me? Am I practicing what this hunger and thirst is teaching me to practice? If we are not focused on both things, we are in wrong. Who will fast, will be thirsty, and then the month will come, the month will go, year will come, year will go, and we will be same old people. Before fasting, if I had bad character, before fasting, if I had lying habit, before fasting, if I was a cheater, before fasting, if I was a corrupt, before fasting, if I was a cruel person, then this fast, Islamic fast, need to change my character. This is the aim of it. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting to teach us self-control, controlling all the bad habits, controlling all the sinful thoughts, controlling all the sinful actions, controlling all the things that disobey Allah. How much am I doing it after fasting? How much have I learned? This is the question each one of us must ask ourselves. The best thing is we need to make a list. Before fasting begins, we need to make a list. In that list, we need to make a list there what sort of things I do time to time that Allah made haram for me. What are the bad habits I have that Allah has prohibited for me? What are the bad practices, manner in speaking and other things that I do that Quran and Hadith suggested me to stay away from? We need to make a list. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, depending on how good we are or how bad we are. And then we start the fasting with the aim that insha'Allah from this fasting I will learn self-control. I will increase the fear of Allah. I will increase the bond between me and my Allah through prayer, through study, through meditation, through reflection, through i'tikaf, through donation, to all sorts of good things. And as a result, I will remove these things that I have in that bad habit list. So if we check every day after fasting, have I still got this bad habit or have I got some improvement from the fear of Allah and from the fear of Allah's punishment? Tick. Another one, have I achieved? Tick. Another one, have I achieved? Tick. That's how, if we are really, really aware of our mistakes, our shortcomings in us, and we identify them, make them into a list, and then check properly whether I am learning this set of things through my self control, through my taqwa or not. If we practice that way, I believe that we can understand the shortcomings in us and we can understand how we should remove them through fasting. If not, then what sometimes we see, fasting will come, but people will not learn taqwa. We will not learn taqwa. We will be same people with bad tongue, with bad habit, with bad profession, with sinful activities, etc. etc. So I will leave it there. I think that this is the most important thing we need to focus on to achieve what fasting supposed to achieve in us. If not, we'll be still in the wrong idea, in the wrong process. May Allah guide us. May Allah help us. Amin.
It says that Satan is chained during the fasting month. Why then do some people do bad deeds during fasting? What is wrong here? Can you highlight it to remove the misunderstanding?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes. So in Hadith, it says, وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ, that when the Ramadan month comes, then Allah Almighty change the Satan. What does that mean? It means that each one of us, each human has a shaitan, a jinn shaitan with us. And this jinn shaitan with us is to inspire bad feeling, bad thinking, bad ideas. This shaitan encourages us. It it encourages into our sudur, into our chest, into our heart to do the wrong thing, to disobey Allah, to become unrighteous. It discourages us if we try to be good servants of Allah, if we try to be good citizens, good fathers, good mothers, good brothers, good neighbors, etc. etc. So, this is a challenge for human to challenge the shaitan every second, every minute of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whole year. This is a challenge. And that is why when we try to do with our own willpower, when we try to do good things, we feel challenged. But if we strengthen our willpower with taqwa, with the strong belief that Allah is watching, Allah is testing me, and I have to take a bold step to do the righteous things. I have to worship Allah persevere with perseverance, then Shaitan cannot do anything. But when we are lazy, not careful, careless, and not focusing well, we are loose. Then Shaitan as an enemy enters the bad ideas for us. In the fasting month, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does, He changed the shaitan. He asked angels to remove shaitan from each one of us. Why? So that we can have a free month. A month free, totally free from shaitan. And we can be finding easier to be righteous. We will have a big challenge out of our way. So, we can feel more close to Allah, and that's what happens. You and I, who have been fasting, we find that in the Ramadan month, the love for Quran recitation increases. The love for extra prayer increases. You'll see even in normal days, a lot of people they do not go to the night salah in the masjid. But for Taraweeh, you will see people are going because they develop a piety in their heart because Mr. Shaitan is not there. So they capitalize this opportunity, the absence of their enemy, and they can earn lots and lots of reward. They can charge their battery, their heart and soul, with high charging so that it can last for the next 11 months for them to be righteous people. So, yes, Shaitan is chained during this month. But you said in your question, then why people do wrong things? During the fasting month, why do they do wrong things? Because Shaitan is not there. So the wrong idea here is that some of us, we only consider about Shaitan as our enemy. But wrongly or probably with poor knowledge or without knowledge, we ignore our enemy inside us. So inside us, we have a desire. Allah, for testing us, Allah has placed the good tendency and the bad tendency, fujuraha wa taqwaha. So, a righteous tendency motivates us to be kind, to worship Allah properly, to pray 5 times in time, to fast, to give charity, etc., etc. So this is the righteous part. If we activate it, like in the computer, if I click on this page, then this page is at front and the other page is hidden, become inactive. Similarly, it's up to us. Allah has given us the choice. If we tick or activate the righteous part, then this righteous part continuously motivate us to be lovely, to be kind, to be nice, to be honest, to be pious, etc., etc. But if we are not careful, if we are not aware, And if we are not making our own effort with strong choice, with strong willpower, then the fujur part, the evil desire part, become activated. And that part tells us to be greedy, to be lying, to take bribe, to oppress other people, to be dishonest, etc., etc., etc. So that part is still with us, active, alive during the fasting month because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not chain that fujur part inside us. So there is an enemy here. Okay, two enemies now we found out. One is Shaitan, external enemy, and another enemy is internal. And that enemy is our selfish desire, wrong desire, and in Quranic term it is called hawa. So for example, Allah said in the Holy Quran in chapter 79, verse 40 and 41, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. So whoever fears the fact that he or she will stand in front of Allah on the day of judgment, and from that fear controls his hawa, controls his lowly desires, control his selfish, sinful, unrighteous desires, then Allah will put that person into paradise. So what goes wrong here? If we only think that Shaitan is our enemy and we are not careful about our own enemy, that is the wrong. And for that wrong, despite we fast, we can be lying. Many people, they fast and they lie. They lie in their business. They lie with their customers. They lie with the product they are giving. They lie when they measure. They lie in their job. They lie and they take bribe. They lie with their families. They lie with their husbands. They lie with their children. They lie with their wives. Why? The reason is this lying is coming from the old habit and from the enemy inside us. So if we are careful about it, if we are aware about it, then we can activate our willpower. And with willpower, we can choose that no, we can say no to our bad desire, and we can say, no, we will not follow you because Allah will punish us. The same way they could eat, but they say to their tummy, no, this is fasting time. In Nimru'un Swa'im, I am fasting. My tummy, no matter how much rumbling you do, sorry, I cannot give you food until iftar time. The same thing we do during the fast when we are thirsty. We tell ourselves, our willpower, our choice tells, settle down. I'm not giving you anything because I don't want to go against Allah's order. So this practice we need to spread. And whatever our selfish desire wants us to disobey Allah with sinful actions, we need to say, no. You want to be greedy? I can't support you. Settle down. Because the Allah who ordered me to go through hunger without food, and I'm following that Allah, the same Allah has commanded me not to be greedy, not to be selfish. And like I was fasting happily, here again, I will be selfless, greediless to follow the command of Allah. If we can do that, step by step, inshallah, we will be able to control our hawa. We will be able to control our tendency to do the wrong thing, to do this sinful thing. So, this is where if we are not aware and if we are not putting our effort in, we are in the wrong idea. We cannot just put the blame on Shaitan. We have to be careful about our own enemy inside us. Then, inshallah, Shaitan is out. We have more freedom and more favorable environment to be righteous. And at the same time, if we add our own self control inside us, inshallah, we will pick the best fruits of the fasting month. And may Allah guide us to understand it and help us to practice that. Ameen.
I have heard that worshipping one night in the fasting month is equal to 1,000 months. Why then a Muslim needs to worship every night? What is the wrong idea here?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, it is true. In the Holy Quran, there is a chapter. There is a chapter in the Holy Quran about that powerful night. That night is called the night of power, Laylatul Qadr. And it is a night Allah did not reveal the exact night, nor Allah's Messenger gave a exact night that night is going to be the night of power. And that night, why it is a powerful night? Because it has many folds of reasons why it is more powerful, more beneficial. And just one related to your question is one night gives the reward equivalent to Laylatul Qadri khairum min alfi shahr, better than 1,000 months. So if we put this verse into the context of reward, then one night of worship is equivalent to the 83 years plus uh, years of reward for the worship. So from here, if someone thinks, okay, I'll worship only one night and I will gain the equivalent reward of 83 years. And 83 years is enough for my life because most people they die before 83. So why do I have to worship every night? Why can't I be lazy for the rest of the month? Why can't I do whatever I want to do for the rest of the nights in the holy month of Ramadan? And I wait for one night, and that one night I will cash out all the goodies, and it will be good for me. It is a wrong idea. Definitely, it is a wrong idea, and why? I'll give you some reasons. So, one wrong idea, the one reason is that how do I know exactly which night is going to be the Laylatul Qadr? I do not know. So there are hadiths, and we can make a guess. We can make an idea that in the last 10 nights, or any nights in the last 10 nights, Or there is hadith that possibility is 27th night. Or there is hadith that the possibility is every odd number of nights in the last 10 nights. So, what do I mean? You look at all the hadiths. These hadiths are high possibilities, but no hadith exactly says that definitely it is going to be on that night. Because it is not definite, then how can you make sure that you will worship in that night, you will find that night, you will get that night, and then you will earn enough reward? This is one reason. The second reason is, how do you know that you are going to be alive in that night? Because our life and death is like, a thread in between. Just a second can cause us die, and another second can cause us to be alive. So I don't know whether I am going to be alive tomorrow or next second or not. How can I say that I will be alive until that night comes, and then in that night I will be perfect and I'll be worshiping perfectly? Wrong idea. It doesn't have any guarantee. If Allah keeps me alive at that night, what is the guarantee that I will not be sick at that time? What is the guarantee that I will not go through a trauma in that night, or someone in my family will be in hospital and I have to be running back and forth to the hospital and home? We do not know. So if I don't know, how can I put my whole effort into one basket? This is not a wise idea. And the most important reason is why it is a wrong idea. If I become lazy all other nights and do not worship, the most important reason is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us 1 month to be close to Him, to fast during the day and to pray during the night, to be close to Him. So we can be close to His love, close to His mercy, close to His forgiveness. So Allah has prescribed every night. Allah has prescribed it for every night. Allah wants to give us His love, mercy, forgiveness, etc. every night. And is it a good idea? I reject every night and I wait for only one night. This is not a good idea. Whether we look at this way or that way, the bottom line is every night is an opportunity for us. Every day during the month of Ramadan is an opportunity. It comes with shower of mercy from Allah. Can we say no? I don't want to have shower of mercy and forgiveness every day. Is it a good idea? Every night we can earn, for example, millions of rewards. Is it a good idea that I say no, every night I don't want to earn 1 million? So, Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, in a hadith, he has taught us that the best form of worship is a regular, even a little. Even a little, but regular. Why? Because that regularity keeps us on the right track. Otherwise, if we do break up here and there, then we lose the momentum. So we start from the first night of the fasting month, extra worshipping, and then gradually we build up, we pile up the reward, 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 reward. As we go up, we are already up in terms of Allah's rewards and forgiveness, and in terms of our increase in our iman, increase in our sincerity, increase in our righteous tendency. And then when we are up here, and insha'Allah, when we are up here, we meet the Laylatul Qadr. So you are already up there and you meet the Laylatul Qadr. You can enjoy Laylatul Qadr much, much more. But if you are in the ground struggling with your iman because you are lazy every night, you are not praying extra prayer, and you are not, careful about your actions, etc., etc., and then suddenly, Laylatul Qadr come, your heart and your soul cannot appreciate it like the other one who has been keeping the momentum and continuously worshipping Allah. So, no, we must not wait for the Laylatul Qadr. That only in Laylatul Qadr we will do worship and other nights will be lazy. No, we should be opposite. We should take every night as an opportunity. We should consider that maybe this night is the last night in my life. Maybe next night I'm not going to be alive. So in our worship, if we take that this is probably the last, then we can put our heart and soul more into it. And this is what Allah loves. There is no there is no side effect if we gain more and more Allah's mercy. No side effect. Nothing wrong with it. It is only beneficial, beneficial, beneficial. Good for our soul, good for our this life, good for our next life. So why should we be neglectful? May Allah grant us to be active in every night, to do worship, and also may Allah grant us the night of power, Laylatul Qadr. Ameen. And may Allah forgive us, and may Allah grant for us paradise, the opportunity to stay forever as His neighbors. Ameen.
Wonderful. A sincere fast removes the sins according to authentic hadith. Does it really remove all the sins, or can there be wrong ideas intruded into this issue?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, so the first part about the hadith. Yes, the hadith is Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaba غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. So the hadith is that whoever fast with iman and with the belief in Allah, and fasting for the sake of Allah, for the pleasure of Allah, not for anything else. So this is one condition, the sincerity. This sincerity is very important, not only in fasting, but any other worship. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, clearly he outlined, innamal a'malu bin niyyah, that the reward, the result of our worship, our amal, our good deed will depend on what is our intention. So if we fast because my friends are fasting, but inside me I don't believe in fasting, then this is not a fasting for Allah, and Allah will not give any reward. So this is Allah's condition, that to receive or to be qualified for the reward from Allah, the condition from Allah is that one has to fast for the pleasure of Allah, nothing else. No if, no but, no left, no right. It must be for the pleasure of Allah. So this is the part of Iman. Man sama Ramadana imana. And Iman includes other things, that I am fasting because it is Allah's order. Allah prescribed the fasting for me. So I believe in Allah. I believe in Allah's commandment. And I have surrendered to Allah, and I am dedicated to obey Allah's commands. And I fast to pass in the test. On the day of judgment, Allah will judge me whether I fasted or not, whether my intention was sincere or not. And then, if I do not fast willingly, disobey Allah, then I believe that is part of my Iman that Allah can punish me. If I fast for the sake of Allah, then part of my Iman that I believe Allah will reward me. So this sort of things are called Iman, fasting with Iman. وَإِحْتِسَابًا. The second part is that the motivation for fasting is for the person is that Allah will grant me reward. I am fasting to receive the return from Allah, not from any human, not from my boss, not from my leaders. No. Therefore, I fast for Allah. I expect my return from Allah as well. So, these two are called Iman and Ihtisab. غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. The second part, the result part, is that that fast will remove their past sins. So here is the misunderstanding. The misunderstanding is, if anyone thinks that I can fast and I can do all the bad stuff, all the naughty sinful stuff, and after fasting, all my naughty sin, I can kill people, I can rob people, I can steal things from other people, I can be a oppressor, and everything will be forgiven by fasting. This is the wrong idea. Why? Because this غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ, there the past sin is the small sins. The major sins, for example, killing, raping, cheating others, corruption, oppression, etc., etc., we should learn what are the major sins according to Quran and Sunnah. We should learn that. Then, for these major sins, we have to do extra thing for forgiveness. Otherwise, fasting will not remove the major sins. It will remove the minor sins. So we need to be clear on that. So for example, one major sin is that I have cheated money from you. So I have violated two rights. One, I disobeyed Allah because Allah said don't do it. It is haram. I disobeyed Allah. Second, I have cheated you. I have violated the human rights. the rights you have got from Allah, that you have right not to be cheated, you have right to be respected, you have right to be treated with kindly by your fellow human, but as a fellow human I have also violated your rights. This is a major sin, and this major sin Allah will not interfere until I pay your money back or I get your forgiveness. Very serious. So I have to fix my problem with you. I have to ask you to forgive me. And when you forgive me and I repair myself, mend myself, change myself, and never cheat again, inshallah, Allah will forgive me too. So we should not misunderstand about this hadith, and that hadith is not a license to do the major sins and then to expect that just with fasting all our major sins or our willingly disobedience to Allah will be forgiven. So, looking at the time, I think uh, I stop here and we discuss probably another point.
Thank you, Brother Farid. So I just have one final question. So self-control is the aim of fasting. Is it a conditional self-control a Muslim must attain, or can there be another wrong idea in it?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, so the wrong idea about self control. So, maybe I will give you an example. So, two kinds of self control. One is conditional and another is unconditional. And which one fasting teaches us? So, conditional one is that I'm fasting and I'm very nice. I am fasting. I do not initiate anything bad against you. I'm very nice. I'm pleasant. I am nice. I am gentle. I do not say anything wrong. I do not act anything wrong. I'm very good. I'm very good because I have self control. And then you come and you start talking bad thing in front of me to hurt my feeling. And then I justify to be angry and I say, because you hurt me, even I am fasting, because you have hurt me, because you have abused me, I have a right to abuse you back. As a qisas, equal rights. If we think that that is the formula of fasting self control, that is the wrong idea. Because if we look at the hadith from Bukhari and Muslim, the aim of the level of self control in that hadith is above the equality. As a Sa'im, you and I must be above that equal. You hurt me, so I will hurt you back. You showed your anger to me, I will show your anger back to you. You fought with me, I will punch you back. This equality is not the level of fasting aim for self control. The aim of the fasting in terms of self control is higher. And Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that فَإِنْ صَابَّهُ أَحَدٌ أَوْ قَاتَلَهُ فَلْيَقُلْ إِنِّي امْرُؤٌ صَائِمٌ. If anyone if anyone is scolding you, offending you, or is fighting with you, the expectation of the level of self control in fasting should be you do not retaliate. You do not do tit for tat. For his abuse, you do not return it. Instead of returning, you practice sabr, patience, and you say that I am fasting. I am not going to respond to your abuse. You want to fight, I am not going to respond to your fight. So, that kind of high level of self control. If someone has come to kill you, that is a different formula. We are talking about the day to day dealings, the day to day, the relationship. Normally, we do tit for tat, but the target of self control in fasting is this, that you practice better than that. For example, in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the right and wrong can never be equal. Idfa billati hiya ahsan. That if anyone is doing wrong to you, in return you offer the better. You offer the better. So if anyone is angry with you, try to give in return, try to give him smile. If anyone is showing you hatred, then in return you try to show the love, the opposite, the best one, the best treatment. So the best, the best manner is the aim of self-control for us in the fasting month. So not just equal treatment. So that's where we must be clear and we must not have a wrong idea that someone has abused me, told me off, so that justifies me to tell him off as well, do the equal. No, we need to be above equal. Fasting self control teaches us to be better than normal, to go above, to go high in moral character. So if we look at the degree that good moral character, it is good, then better moral character, it is better than good, and then the best moral character is best. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the best level in our moral character, best level in our talking, the best level in our conversation, the best level in our communication with others, the best level in our dealings with one another, the best level in doing the humanitarian activities, the best level in the human rights. So, not just we are not harming, that is not good enough. The best thing is if anyone try to harm us, in return we need to try to give the best so that our character will be higher. And also, inshallah, if we continue doing the best things, then we can also teach and motivate the other person to learn his or her mistake and to be best again. Allah said, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. So if anyone is hating you, for example, is your enemy, then continuously be good to them. And then, inshallah, one day they will realize their mistake and they will give up the enmity and they will become the best people. So that's how, with best manner, with best self-control, we should not only to be in peace in ourselves, but we need to inspire other people to be good as well. So this is the, you know, main aim of self-control, and the level of self-control should be very, very high level. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us proper understanding, grant us the ability to practice all the good things. May Allah grant us to be righteous. May Allah help Brother Muhammad Thompson to be successful. May Allah keep him safe and his team, and may Allah keep all of us safe. May Allah bless our countries. May Allah bless our people. May Allah bring peace and harmony among mankind so that we can live with one another in harmony and in peace. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Thank you, Brother Farid, so much for your time and the reminders around, the wrong ideas on our fasting. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakum. Wa alaikum salam.